Do I splash green in Lantern Control for consistency, or do I splash red for Blood Moon? Well, why not both? I am on the draw, actually, in match 1 versus Antonio, 1-3, a whole bunch of numbers. So this hand has Ensnaring Bridge and it has Thoughtseize in it. I think I'm going to keep based off of that. I also have a Lantern of Insight, which is half of the Lantern lock. So if I happen to find an additional Millrock or something, then I'm actually in pretty dang good shape. All right, let's go ahead and Thoughtseize you. And we've got some pretty interesting stuff here. I think I'm going to take the Flame of Anor, but they were clearly holding up something like Spell Snare or Fatal Push, and I'm just going to pass. So we're facing something like, I don't know, Grixis Control, I guess, with a Wizard sub-theme, and they just top-decked a Tamiyo Inquisitive Student, and I'm continuing to draw lands, which I really don't like. I think I'm going to play out my Lantern, and I've got a Profane Tutor on top of my deck. I actually kind of do want that, so I am going to play this Swamp, and I'm going to drop a Pithing Needle here. I'm just going to name the backside of Tamiyo. My computer's a little bit slow. It's probably because of this new setup that I've got. Still figuring out how to get it all sorted. And they've got a Mistbind Click on top of their deck. That's really interesting. Haven't seen that card in a good chunk of time. All right, so I've got this Profane Tutor that I can suspend, and I think I will. No need to put down an Ensnaring Bridge right now. And it's up to the hero if they want to decide if they want to get this Mistbind Click in hand or not. It seems like they don't. Having the Champion of Fairy line on that Mistbind Click really tells me that they're on more of a Bitter Blossom control sort of thing. Yeah, love to see that Fatal Push. That's really good. Ooh, and we are just casting the Brazen Borrower. The hero's hand is effectively completely dead right now. The biggest thing I have to worry about is this Tamiyo just drawing a ton of clues. So let me go ahead and fetch, because I don't want that Blooming Marsh on top of my deck. And I think I will simply just land Ensnaring Bridge this turn. I don't need to really do much anything else right now. I don't even think I need to fire off this Inquisition. Yeah, I'm literally just going to play my land, and I'm going to play Ensnaring Bridge. They're fetching. Probably just going to try and find a counterspell here. Didn't find one. They found a Swamp instead. And Spell Stutter Sprite is really interesting. I actually might Inquisition that if they... dang. So they left the Spell Stutter Sprite on top, which means I'm not going to have an opportunity to tag that before my Profane Tutor goes on the stack on my next upkeep. And we are starting to see some of the new cards here. Bitterbloom Bearer is what they're probably building around. I am going to continue to hold open this Verdant Catacombs. I might crack it on my upkeep. Highly likely that they use Spell Stutter Sprite to counter this Profane Tutor that's coming off Suspend. And here it goes. I don't think I want a Mycosynth Gardens. I think I have better things that I can do with my mana. So I am going to find Swamp here, and that's a Torpor Orb. Yeah, I think I just slammed this Torpor Orb, right? Right into a Spell Snare. I guess that's not the worst thing that could have happened. Bitterbloom Bear is in hand. And I'm going to take a poke from the Spell Stutter Sprite, but honestly, my opponent can't do a whole lot here. Notably, I'm not playing any sort of main board removal here, so I don't really actually have a way to remove this Tamiyo, so it's just going to continue to accumulate clues, unfortunately. Probably a little bit of an oversight on my part. I feel like I could drop one of the discard spells in favor of at least like an Assassin's Trophy or even a Blood Chief's Thirst in the main. This list plays 9 discard spells. That is a ton of discard. The hero's really thinking about what to do here. So the hero has disconnected. They've been sitting here on basically a completely trivial decision. Either you pass this Mistbind Click in your hand and tap my lands for the next turn to hopefully keep me off of Ensnaring Bridge plus IOK for a little bit, or you don't, and you just play Bitterbloom Bear instead. But they're just kind of sitting here doing a whole lot of nothing. And I am going to wait for them to decide if they're going to come back into the game or not. So the opponent just rolled over and died, I guess. I don't know what happened. They didn't send anything in chat. Honestly, this game was still really competitive. They had a Tamiyo that I couldn't answer that would just run away with the game if it stayed in play for a while. They have Flame of Anors in their deck. They have Brazen Borrowers in their deck. Like, they have answers to the things that I can do. But they did not feel like playing out the game. So, sorry, I guess. Oh, man. Well, it happens. Let's move on to match 2. If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you. I am on the draw in match 2 versus TakatouYouichi. This is rough. I don't think I should keep this. I don't know if I should keep this either. Am I really just going straight to 5? Like, I could keep this, and I could fire off Mycosynth Gardens into Thoughtseize or Dreams. I think I have to keep it, and I think I need to bottom the Dreams, unfortunately. Like, this could just go so badly if I get stuck with too much stuff in hand. I'm really grateful that I do have a Mox Opal in this list, because that means that if I'm just in a really bad spot, see, yeah, there's a Thoughtseize, then I can just fetch Mox Opal off Urza Saga, start casting out my hand. The hero did go Flooded Strand Pass. That kind of worries me. We don't have a companion reveal, which means that, well, if they are on just a control deck, like a hard control deck, like a blue-white control deck, then they don't have the Kahira. And no, that's just an Undercity Sewers. Binning a Wan Shi Tong. Okay, so that was Flooded Strand Pass, probably out of Dimir tempo. I need to protect this Ensnaring Bridge that's in my hand. That's a Lantern of Insight. I haven't tested their counter magic. Do I Thoughtseize right now, or do I play Lantern Pyxis? If Lantern gets countered, I guess that's not the end of the world. I am going to go for Lantern Pyxis. I'm going to get a little bit greedy here. And that is just a Torpor Orb on top of the deck. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better. I've got Lantern of Insight down. I've got double Pyxis. I don't believe I want this Torpor Orb. Against this deck, it's going to hit Wan Shi Tong. It's going to hit Orcish Bowmasters. But that stuff's kind of just coming down anyway. See? Like, Torpor Orb's too little too late right here. I'm not really interested in drawing additional cards. This Spell Snare's fine for them to have. What I am interested in getting is a black-producing land. I want that more than basically anything right now. Like, my hand's already pretty stacked. And yeah, see, there's a Blooming Marsh. So now I can double Thoughtseize my opponent here. Yep, it's time for double Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize number 1. And the hero's fetching in response. Oh, they got to consult the star charts on top of their deck, huh? Tapping out for something here. That is a Wan Shi Tong Librarian. So that's going to be a 2/2. Okay. Wow. Actual factual logic knot, huh? Yeah, I'm going to take that. Do I even want to fire off this other Thoughtseize? Yeah, actually, I think I do. So that I can grab a Soul Guide Lantern off of the Urza Saga and just super put them in the garbage. Don't want them drawing the Consult the Star Charts. Polluted Delta is fine. And they are simply attacking with their stuff now. I'm going to fall to 9. There's a Kaito Bane of Nightmares on top of their deck. Do I care about that? Draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn, huh? Yeah, I think I care about that a little bit. Okay. I will grab something off of this Urza Saga. Do I want it to just be a Codex Shredder? You know what I could do is, instead of grabbing Soul Guide Lantern to boop that Cling to Dust, I could simply grab another Pyxis and just work on keeping their library, their graveyard clear. Undercity Sewers is going to be in hand off this Wan Shi Tong now. Oh wait, nope, they're fetching. They're fetching, give it a minute. Okay, no, it's Undercity Sewers. Okay, well, now it is time for me to land my Ensnaring Bridge. And I still have this Thoughtseize in hand. That's going to be very, very helpful. I am highly confident that I'm going to be doing well for this game. Looks like we are Clinging to Dust something in the graveyard. They're going to draw a card, probably. Yeah, that's fine. Do I care about Field of Ruin? No, not really. Like, they can field my Blooming Marsh. I'm going to fall to 7 here. And I am going to go ahead and Thoughtseize them. This just doesn't really matter. Mostly just getting the card out of my hand for attacking purposes here. Looks like the hero is going to activate Field of Ruin. If they target the Mycosynth Gardens with it, then I will simply copy something. Yeah, they're targeting the Blooming Marsh. I am going to have this become a copy of Pyxis. And we both get a nice, good search now. Grab Basic Swamp. I have to search because of the wording on Field of Ruin. And Force of Negation is their draw. I don't really care about that. But this Wan Shi Tong I do care about because they can cast that for a bunch of cards. All right, Orcish Bowmasters is fine. And now we're just playing the Lantern game. Keep them off of their outs. Make sure that I do something with mine, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Like, I just don't care what I draw anymore. I'm at 4 life, which should be plenty fine. I'm just going to start working on ending the game. I don't really want an Urza Saga right now. Don't want an Ensnaring Bridge. Mox Opal, I'll take that. That's fine. Now I just need to do a good job of managing my stops. They can draw the Subtlety with a Cling to Dust if they want to. They don't have any way of shuffling their deck, so I'm going to F6 here. If they draw the Subtlety, they draw the Subtlety. But we're starting to see why I play 4 Pyxis again. I'm going to continue to bring up this point until the point is made. This is just managing this Cling to Dust right now. Like, yeah, they can Cling again if they want to, but I didn't need to grab a Soul Guide Lantern out of my deck in order to answer the Cling to Dust. I just grabbed another Pyxis. And that both established additional draw control, and it's helping to manage food for the Cling to Dust right now. Just so much random stuff in this format that you need to be aware of that can just go to the graveyard and have value. And Pyxis helps manage that. The hero's really thinking about their play here. I don't know what's going on, but they're taking a ton of time. They did disconnect and rejoin. Maybe they're just having connection problems. Okay, they're back in the land of the living. We got a Subtlety on top of their deck. I think I'm going to start working on just winning the game here. I'm not going to tap too low on my pick sides because they do have an open Cling to Dust right now. Suspending Profane Tutor just because I drew it, it really does not matter. Flooded Strand means I can no longer F6. Oh, they just conceded. Yeah, that's fair. I'll definitely take that. I like that a lot. Like, I could have managed that game. I could have taken the additional time, but, you know, the hero's got a life to live too. I don't think that this is a Magus of the Moon matchup. I think that this is definitely... Torpor Orb? Do I want to get rid of Torpor Orb? What is Torpor Orb good against? It's good against Wan Shi Tong. It's good against Orcish Bowmasters, Subtlety. Oh, well, actually, they can just scam in Subtleties if I have Torpor Orb in play. Yeah, I'm just going to side out the Torpor Orbs. I don't believe I'm bringing in Pithing Needle or Grafdigger's Cage. In fact, I probably should side out one Pithing Needle. I can keep another Pithing Needle in for Ito nonsense. Do I want to bring in the Bloodchief's Thirst then? I think I take out Dreams of Steel and Oil, and I'm going to bring in the Duresses. Just looking over the rest of my deck, making sure that there's nothing I'm missing. The Underworld Cookbook is not particularly powerful. I could bring in 3 Bloodchief's Thirst and a single Assassin's Trophy, leaving in the Soul Guide Lantern. If I get into a position to where I want to hit that Cling to Dust, then I can just use it with Soul Guide Lantern. But as last game showed, we didn't really need to do that, and maybe Grafdigger's Cage would have been better for that purpose anyway. All right, I'm on the draw here. I don't know if I can keep this. Like, yeah, it's got a Duress and it's got an Ensnaring Bridge, but like, that's just not really good enough. Like, the Pyxis is kind of there with nothing to do with it. But this is a 1-lander. I think I have to keep this and bottom the Pithing Needle. I don't think that I can go to 5. Like, that 7 was okay, I guess, but it was really just aggressively mediocre. I'd much rather have a hand like this. I just really need to rip a land. And no, Mox Opal is not good enough. It has to be an actual factual land. So the hero surveilled away a Spell Snare. Oh, look at that. Now, do I Thought Seize them or do I drop Lantern? I think the answer to this is actually Thought Seize. I am going to... Well, I have Ancient Stirrings in this deck that I could be drawing. Yeah, I'm going to grab the Overgrown Tomb. I'm going to pay the life, and I am going to Thought Seize. Cling, Bowmasters, Counterspell. Field of Ruin is mildly annoying. That was an argument for getting a basic Swamp. Just going to take the Counterspell. This hand is not particularly strong against me. This is very clearly just holding open Bowmasters. Oh, and I have a Blooming Marsh. Yeah, this Overgrown Tomb was just more or less a waste, I think. I am going to suspend this Profane Tutor, and we're going to pass turn. I'm going to take a little bit of damage from these Bowmasters. I'm going to be falling to 12 here in a second. I can Bloodchief's Thirst the Bowmasters if I really need to. Yeah, here's a Field of Ruin. The hero's drawn 2 cards since I Thoughtseize them last. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Like, I could literally just go Lantern, Lantern, Thirst your thing. But I really think that they're just holding open Field of Ruin. And if they aren't, then Profane Tutor next turn can just grab another Ensnaring Bridge. And if they have double counterspell anyway, then I wasn't really going to be playing into that or against that. Yeah, see, Field of Ruin. Hitting my Mycosynth Gardens. Giving me an opening to play my Lantern of Insight. Thank you. Oh, that's a Consign to Memory. Yeah, okay. And that is another Consign to Memory on top of their deck. Do I make them Lantern Shuffle to make it so that they can't Cling to Dust? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So in hand, they've got Cling to Dust, Watery Grave, and an Unknown. I'm just going to pretend that they've got nothing. Now, here's a question. Do I really need to grab Ensnaring Bridge? Or can I grab Urza Saga? I think I'm going to do that. I think the creatures off of Urza Saga are actually going to be really good on this board. But when I found a Duress, let's go ahead and fire that off first. Watery Grave, Swamp, and Cling to Dust, huh? Yeah. You probably should have just fired off the... Oh, I guess it didn't really matter, did it? All right, well, I'm going to take the Cling to Dust. And I am going to play out this Lantern of Insight now. How interesting. Dropping Urza Saga. And do I want to Bloodchief's Thirst now? Nah, I think I'm going to hold Thirst, actually. I don't think I need to worry about it that much. I feel like this Urza Saga is going to start causing them some real trouble, and I want to save this Bloodchief's Thirst for something like a Wanchitong. I'm preparing for them to just draw this Watery Grave. That's fine. And they got another Watery Grave underneath of it. Wow, my opponent has just drawn like absolute horse doo-doo. They've got nothing. I feel bad for them. Yeah, I'm going to exile that Kaito. That's a Meltdown. Do I think I can handle a Meltdown? Not really. I'm going to have them shuffle. I've got a Pithing Needle on top of my deck here. They are attacking in and then conceding. Yeah, you got it. I think that grabbing Urza Saga was correct in that situation. It just grabbed my Lantern of Insight or whatever I needed anyway, and it created constructs that could handle these Orcish Bowmaster stuff. It did help that my opponent really just drew like absolute hot garbage that game. But, you know, you take your wins where you can get them. Technically, we're 2-0. I don't think we deserve this 2-0, but I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to ask questions. I'm not going to seem ungrateful to whatever is happening here. Let's go ahead and move on to match 3.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Work through your grief with a membership to Faithseal MTG on YouTube or Patreon. Reach bargaining or higher to gain access to my detailed lesson videos on how to play Lantern Control. I hope to see you on your path to healing.
I'm on the play in match 3 versus ElPuerco. I'm gonna keep this, actually. It's got Profane Tutor to find the other half of the Lantern Lock. It's got Ensnaring Bridge and Thoughtseize in it already. Yeah, this is definitely a good keep, I think. You know, it's match 3 already, and I haven't seen a single copy of Ancient Stirrings. All right, turn 1 Thoughtseize you, I guess. And we've got some nonsense here. Got Goryo's Vengeance, Faithful Mending, Force of Negation. I have Pithing Needle for Grizzlebrand. I could just take the Force of Negation and use my other stuff to handle the Goryo's Vengeance. I could just Pithing Needle Grizzlebrand. These lists are playing Grizzlebrand, right? So I checked on it. They typically will play 1 Grizzlebrand, but it's mostly just Atraxa. Yeah, I think I'm still going to take the Force of Negation here. Really good keep from the opponent, I think. This is also another deck that Torpor Orb is actually pretty decent against. Oh, and I just ripped the Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, I play that now, right? Yeah, I play that now. Gonna go ahead and grab Overgrown Tomb. And do I play Lantern? Or do I just Pithing Needle Grizzlebrand? I don't think I Pithing Needle Grizzlebrand. I think that's a waste, especially with the Soul Guide Lantern that can just counter their Goryo's Vengeance. Starting Town enters untapped. That's beautiful. Yeah, very glad that I didn't Pithing Needle the Grizzlebrand, because Psychic Frog is a really good hit. Highly likely that they just fire off a Faithful Mending. It is turn 3. Starting Town enters untapped. Just going to name the Psychic Forg. Suspend Profane Tutor. And in a couple of turns, we will have a sort of a lot going. Okay, so Faithful Mending, they're going to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So they're going to have a Forg, almost certainly dumping Atraxa here, right? And the other Faithful Mending. Okay, Forg is coming down. And honestly, I think I'm going to pop the Soul Guide Lantern now. Actually, I can wait a little bit. Profane Tutor's on Suspend here. Gonna cast this Mox Opal, and I'm just gonna land Ensnaring Bridge. Not a care in the world. And yeah, I am going to exile their graveyard right now. So that leaves them with Solitude, Goryo's Solitude, and an Unknown in hand. They're not drawing the Force of Negation. I was expecting them to hold the Marsh Flats so that they could draw the Force. Looks like they chose not to. Just need them to hit something that's not going to completely wreck my day, you know? Marsh Flats is fine. Still have an Unknown in hand. If it is a Force of Negation, then that is officially live. They can counter this Profane Tutor. I'm just going to grab Pyxis of Pandemonium here. I'm not going to continue to play around counter magic that I don't think I have. Okay, suspend this. And play Pyxis. Oh, they're fetching. Almost certainly hoping to hit a Lucky Surveil off of that. And they just conceded. Yeah, we take those. I was going to let them draw the Atraxa. Like, eventually, I would have found a Thoughtseize for that. Or honestly, just a Torpor Orb, in all honesty, just to get rid of the ETB trigger. And I don't even care about the body. I've got Ensnaring Bridge in play. Notably, we have not dropped a game yet, which is worrisome for me, because I should be doing a lot more losing than this, but our opponents have just kind of been rolling over. Yeah, we take it. So how do I want to play against this deck? Grafdigger's Cage, get in the deck, please. Dreams of Steel and Oil is pretty good against them. This could be a Stirrings Out, Blood Moon In sort of situation. I think I am going to take out the Underworld Cookbook and a single Pithing Needle. Do I want to side in Magus or not? I'm not sure. I'm really thinking about siding in Magus. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take out a Torpor Orb. I'm going to keep 1 in the deck for Profane Tutor, but I'm going to bring in Duress, and I'm going to bring in Magus. I'm going to side out my Ancient Stirrings, side out my Overgrown Tomb. I'm remembering to do that, everybody. I'm remembered. And bring in Blood Crypt. Hopefully the hero sides out all of their silly little Solitudes. I am going to keep this. This is just hard Magus of the Moonlock. Just get that out of here. Oh yeah, Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to keep that hidden. Go ahead and Duress the hero. I am going to take... They don't have a way of finding basic island here. I am going to take the Prismatic Ending, I think. Although, do I think that they're just going to be Faithful Mending? That's a really interesting call, because Prismatic Ending can only go up to 2. Yeah, I'm going to take the Faithful Mending. I'm going to attempt to collapse what they're doing by making it so that they have to go into the Diddle Zone next turn. Undercity Sewers found something that they liked. It's a Marsh Flats. So now they have basic Swamp if they want it. I'm going to just Dreams them here. And silly little bumpkin, you did not go into the Diddle Zone last turn. So I think I'm going to take your Diddler. I am going to bait you with a Codex Shredder so that you hopefully consign this. They did not consign it. Surveilling with Meticulous Archive here. Kept it on top. I'm going to mill it. Yeah, that's a Forg. I didn't want them having that. Basic Plains down. No, they're not just going to pending my Shredder. Oh my god, they're pending my Shredder. Yeah, you got it. Okay, let's do the thing, everybody. We're doing the thing. Oh, but I drew an Urza Saga. No, I need to do the thing now. I need to do the thing right now. My heart is pounding in my chest right now. Magus of the Moon. Does it resolve? They are using Faithful Mending in response. All right, that's fine. And they got an Ephemerate and an Atraxa in the yard. Okay, let's see how well this holds. Hopefully the hero has boarded out their Solitudes. At least that's what I'm expecting. And I've got a Thoughtseize. I am going to drop Urza Saga just in case. And do I want to Thoughtseize them? I'm not sure I do. I think I kind of just want to beat them to death with this Magus. Yeah, that's just another mountain. I'm going to play it. How do they get out of this? They have to have exactly Solitude, I think. They could also draw a basic island. which would unlock a potential prismatic ending. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Thoughtseize them one time. Yep, there we go. That Goryo's Vengeance is also a problem. Yeah, let's just go ahead and completely lock this out. Now a lot of things need to go right for them in order to be in this game. You know, I was spending a lot of time deliberating over whether I should have just good old-fashioned Blood Moon or Magus of the Moon. And I ended up settling on Magus of the Moon for a variety of reasons. It gets around Force of Vigor out of Titan. I guess that was one of the big reasons here. It does die to creature removal, but people are not bringing in creature removal against me. But I hadn't really considered this situation, where Magus of the Moon can just slowly beat an opponent to death. I am just drawing nothing but lands, just straight lands. And the hero found the basic island. That represents Faithful Mending out of the graveyard. Oh, well, I just have a second Magus of the Moon. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just swing in, see if they do anything. They didn't. And I'm gonna play another Magus. So we can start getting some Faithful Mendings out of the graveyard. If they find a prismatic ending, then they can pending one of my Magi. And notably, they have a Atraxa in the graveyard now. So if they find basic Swamp, then I'm in trouble. Shadowy Backstreet is notably not basic Swamp. Finally, drew some action. Profane Tutor, get on Suspend, please. Yeah, here's the Faithful Mending from the graveyard again. Digging hard for that basic Swamp. Here we go, entering the Diddle Zone, cantripping with a Quantum Riddler. Notably, this will go away unless they have an Ephemerate, and that's an Ephemerate. But they can't afford to attack with this. That does stop my attacks. And I just found Lantern of Insight. Okay, let's see if this resolves. I gotta play it now. Oh, and it resolved. Okay, so what does that mean? Force of Negation is on top of their deck. I don't think I can afford to play around that. I think I just have to let them have the Force. Yeah, you may as well Ephemerate your Riddler anyway. You're not attacking with it. Force of Negation, Godless Shrine. Okay, looks like we might have another prismatic ending here. Yeah, that's fine. I am going to Lantern Shuffle myself. I don't want this starting town. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The hero's still very much in this game. They could get out of it. Oh, they consigned the wrong trigger here. They have an Ephemerate on top of their deck. Do I just want to take that? Yeah, I think I just want to take the Ephemerate. Torpor Orb, love to see that. So as a PSA to people who are playing Consigned to Memory against Profane Tutor, you need to counter the second trigger that happens. What they did is they countered the trigger that removes a counter from the Profane Tutor, but they didn't counter the trigger that just allows me to cast Profane Tutor. So now the trigger to remove the counter is going to come off, happen again. And now this second trigger is the one that lets me cast Profane Tutor. What do I want to grab here? What are their outs? Finding a way around this situation that I've got here is one of their outs. I kind of wanted to just get a lock on line. Like, I know they have Force of Negation in hand. Yeah, there's an Atraxa. Some other things I could have gotten off of that. I could have grabbed another Magus of the Moon, but I feel like they were just going to force whatever I had anyway. And now I'm at the point to where I'm kind of just hoping that they don't find their basic Swamp. Wow, and I'm just drawing lots and lots of lands here. Like, I could have grabbed another Magus of the Moon, I guess. Don't think that was worth it, because that would have let me swing in for 4 and then for 2, but the hero would still be at 2 life because I would just be suiciding my Magi into their Quantum Riddler. Oh, that's an Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, I'll play that. Probably have a consign for this anyway. Yeah, that's fine. There are a limited number of turns that can happen in this game, though. I'm activating Pyxis every single turn here. Oh, I could just Inquisition them. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And if I'm feeling extra super incredibly spicy, then I could lose all of my audio because I accidentally muted myself. So I'm doing a quick voiceover in post. Eventually, the hero found a basic Swamp, and they did cast Pest Control, but they never found another threat, so the onboard stalemate held until they conceded several minutes later. What a ridiculous game. Okay, I am on the draw in match 4 versus Raoul 024. This hand has Ancient Stirrings in it. I'm going to keep it. But in all seriousness, it also has Discard, and it has Ensnaring Bridge, and it has Lantern, and, you know, it's got lands and stuff. So it's worth a keep based off of that, I think. Oh, and we are facing Blue Belcher They have a Lotus Bloom in exile right now. These Ensnaring Bridges are just rotten potatoes in my hand. I am going to fetch Shock for an Overgrown Tomb because my life total is mostly irrelevant in this matchup. Let's Inquisition the hero there, take their Force of Negation, Flare of Denial, yeah, that thing. Oh, they've got a pretty good hand. Oh, but they don't have mana. So if I take this stinking as stupid, stinking as stupid, then they're just kind of left with nothing. They can Disrupting Shoal something if they want to. They have a Stern Scolding that they can use to counter a Pithing Needle. So, oh wow, Urza Saga was a perfect rip. I was actually going to fire off an Ancient Stirrings looking for that. That will get a Pithing Needle into play uncounterably. I'm going to put Lantern down on the table. See if they disrupt that. They didn't. Tameshi can only be activated as a sorcery, which means that it can be disrupted with the Soul Guide Lantern. I do kind of want the Mox Opal though, so I am going to just throw this Lantern down. Ooh, yeah, Disrupting Shoal, exiling Stern Scolding. You love to see it. All right, Tameshi is the draw. And now I get to Ancient Stirrings. Find another Urza Saga. Thanks, Ancient Stirrings. Play out Urza Saga. And I'm, like, even if I could cast this Ensnaring Bridge, I'm just not interested in doing it. And let me think about this. If they draw an untapped land here, which is what that Hydroelectric Specimen is, then that Lotus Bloom on Suspend would result in 3. They'd have 6. They'd spend 3 of that to cast Tameshi. They could then have 3 mana floating, 2, 5, 7, 9. That actually is enough to activate Goblin Charbelcher. So that means that I actually cannot allow them to draw this Hydroelectric Specimen. This will just kill me. I think that's fine, though. Okay, if you draw an untapped mana source, then I die. If you draw anything else, then I survive. Uh-oh. They're going for it anyway. I believe they can activate this twice, but I don't think it's actually enough to get everything that they need down. Oh my god, actually, yeah. Oh wait, nope. I forgot because they can just play the land. Okay, so I am actually dead here. Oh, that sucks. I needed to keep them off of Tameshi. I'm gonna take a look at their list. This was me punting. I should have kept them off of Tameshi. I should have made them shuffle earlier. Go ahead and take a look at what they got. Just a little bit too slow on this. All right, do they have anything that I find interesting? They have the Whirs, of course. They have double Waterlogged Teachings, it looks like. The Stern Scoldings are expected. Those are going to be sided out. Force of Negation. Am I seeing that in the main? I saw 1. I'm sure they have more in the sideboard. All right, well, I am willing to chalk that up to just me making a mistake. Pithing Needle gets in. Curse Totem might come in. And I don't know if this is a Magus matchup. I don't think it is. Like, yeah, that could theoretically shut off a large portion of their deck, but it's not going to shut off everything. I think I might rather have trophies. Duresses get in. And I'm going to see if I have room for this Curse Totem. What do I want to side out? Torpor Orb is bad. I have spare Pithing Needle, right? Yeah, I do. Okay. 3rd Pithing Needle in the board. I was just checking for that. I think Soul Guide Lantern and Underworld Cookbook can also come out. Oh, and Ensnaring Bridges. I don't think I need all the Ensnaring Bridges. Am I happy with this? Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I still want some number of Ensnaring Bridges, just in case. But I've got more discard than they have counter spells, I think. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. This is just Urza Saga, grab a Pithing Needle, backed by Thoughtseize, which is exactly what I need. Do I let them have Force of Negation? I don't know if I let them have this. I think I can. It's not fun, but I'm going to let them have it. No Lotus Bloom this time, thank goodness. And I am just going to go ahead, fetch with Bloodstained Mire here. Grab that basic Swamp. And there's no way that I can Thoughtseize and Profane Tutor. So I am just going to Thoughtseize. And they forced Fitching Flare of Denial, that's fine. They've got a Tameshi in hand now. Just playing Ajwari Ruins. I can get behind that. Just going to tap this Saga for mana. This is most certainly going to grab a Pithing Needle, and I'm putting it on Goblin Charbelcher, of course. And now the question is, do I actually even want to fire off this Ancient Stirrings right now? I'm not convinced I do. I might want to just play my Blooming Marsh, fire off this Profane Tutor, and then hold for a little bit. Because I kind of want that Inquisition. They found a Whir of Invention. That can grab Portable Hole if they need it to. Ooh, they played a Soporific Springs as a land. That means that's a Sink into Stupor that they don't have in hand anymore. But they have one on top of their deck. Inquisitioning first does this result. Flare of Denial, sacking the Thundertrap Trainer. So they want to keep everything that they have. I am going to just use this Ancient Stirrings. And I found an Urza Saga. Yeah, I'm going to do the Urza Saga. That's great. I'm just going to hold this Mox Opal. I don't think I need to do anything else with it right now. The Meshi, Thundertrap, Whir of Invention, Sink. I'm going to hold. I'm going to let them draw the Sink. They played it as a land. Are we just going for Whir of Invention right now? It looks like it. Do they just have the win in hand? Is that why they're doing this? Am I too slow once again? That's a Tameshi coming down. Are they really just doing this right now? They would need... Yeah, they put a Sink into Stupor in their hand. So now they would just need a Whir. Just gonna kind of let them go off here. They have the Goblin Charbelcher just in hand, huh? Okay, so I'm dead. And they're choosing to not just kill me. I guess they can't just kill me. What can they do, though? I have to think about this. Next turn, they can Lotus Bloom and then sack. That puts them up to 3, 4. Oh, and then they can play a land, and then they can bounce a bunch of other stuff, and then they can just cast Sink and activate Goblin Charbelcher. What gets me out of that? Not much. I think I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to see what I hit. Oh, I had Profane Tutor on suspend this entire time. Come on. But they can just Sink into Stupor my Profane Tutor. But I really should have saved the Lantern Shuffle until after this interaction happened. And I found a Duress. Okay, I found a Duress. What does that do? That does something. I can take their other Sink into Stupor. That leaves them with a Jwari Disruption, a Hydroelectric Specimen, and a Tameshi in hand. Do I want the creature, or do I want the Profane Tutor on suspend? I think I want the Tutor. Oh, but I forgot what's on top of their deck. I saw it at one point. Just forgot what it was. So I checked my VOD. It's a Z-Gate Restoration. So that should be the last card that they had in hand that I know of. But they are doing a whole bunch of other stuff now. Okay, Z-Gate Restoration is down. I think they're just using lands to draw cards at this point. I'm taking 2. Like, that's not nothing. Profane Tutor's going to come off suspend next turn, not this turn. Definitely creating the construct. But do they just have a consigned to memory? Yeah, that's fine. Creating construct anyway. Gonna find, hopefully, another Pithing Needle here. Oh, they've got something. Oh, and I had the Mox Opal in hand, too. Aw, come on. How silly of me. Well, I'm going to play out the Mox Opal because it's just correct. Now I can block the Tameshi. But now, notably... Oh, no, they have the white mana now. Dang it. All right, we're in a little bit of garbage magic now. Oh, but I have Profane Tutor on suspend. Yeah. I want to cast this. And it just happened. Now, I could go the Coward's route and just grab another Pithing Needle and put it on Tameshi and then just beat them to death with this Construct token. That resolved alarmingly fast. I could grab Urza Saga and start making more constructs. I don't think that's correct. I think I'm just going to go the Coward's route here. Ooh, yeah, Pyxis. Love that. And take 5. Jump blocking, that's fair. They've got another one in hand. And they can bolt themselves to put it into play now if they want. Looks like they are. Oh, just holding it open. That's a Sink into Stupor if I've ever seen one. Just go ahead and take it out of their hand right now. Maybe I should have gotten the... Oh, no, it's a Whir of Invention. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I should have gotten the Urza Saga. Oh, man. Oh, they just grabbed Lotus Bloom, huh? Okay. Take Flare of Denial, I guess. I really thought that was going to be a Sink into Stupor, and I was just going to be in a huge amount of trouble. Okay, Tameshi's coming down. It is Pithing Needle, so they can't do Tameshi loops right now. Oh, and that's a Lantern. So that is just GG's, basically. Maybe I shouldn't say GG's quite yet, huh? Whir of Invention. How badly is Whir of Invention going to hurt? If their last card in hand is an untapped land for some reason, then they could Whir for Portable Hole, and they could hit something. I actually don't think I'm worried about Whir of Invention. I think I'm going to let them have it. because they could whir for Portable Hole. Yeah, because I don't think they have an untapped land. They could whir for Portable Hole, and they could put it on the Pithing Needle and Goblin Charbelcher, and if they had the untapped land that they could win, I just didn't think that they had it, and I was correct. I feel like this game would have been a whole lot easier if I just grabbed another Urza Saga off that Profane Tutor, you know? I'm no longer on the play, so I think that Magus is just worse. So I'm definitely not doing it now. If I wasn't doing it before, I'm definitely not doing it now. And this is a classic Ancient Stirrings one-lander. This hand has a lot going for it. It's got 2 discard spells. I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to keep. They have a Lotus Bloom start, unfortunately. Not much I can do about that. And I just ripped the other land. Okay, that's very good for me. I am going to fetch Overgrown Tomb, because it really just doesn't matter. And I'm going to fire off an Inquisition. It's just the most flexible one that I've got. Oh, and they've got a whole lot of nothing in this hand, huh? That's just a ton of counterspells. How do I want to handle this? Start working my way through Consigns? Yeah, I'm going to start working my way through Consigns. That is a really risky hand. They have no consistency of any type. They kept that on 7. And I have Curse Totem. Do I want to just fire this off on curve? Nah, I think I can do better than that. I think I can suspend Profane Tutor. I think that's way better. My job here is to assemble a Lantern Lock before they can draw lands or any sort of consistency of any type. And this is getting closer to being able to do it. Let's go ahead and fire off Duress. Okay, where I'm not worried about, I have Force, Shoal, Floodmaw, and Consign. They just have so much friggin' counter magic here. I think I'm going to take the Consign. Then it's time for me to fetch. Probably shouldn't have fetched, honestly. Should have left a fetch in hand and play, because in case this Lantern resolves, then I could have chosen if I wanted to fetch or not. Now I'm really having to think about this. I can play Pyxis here. Do I give them the land? Lotus Bloom is coming off Suspend. If I give them the land, then they can play the Philagi Archaeologist next turn. But that's their only real big consistency piece. They can Whir of Invention for 1 right now. I think I'm going to try and keep them off lands. They've got 24 lands. Yeah, that's a Thundertrap Trainer. Okay. And they are not willing to use their Lotus Bloom to cast out the creatures in their hand. I don't know. Oh, they are actually. Yeah, I think they should definitely be doing that. Okay, Thundertrap Trainer is down. Found a Goblin Charbelcher. I'm thinking here. They have Force of Negation and Disrupting Shoal in hand right now. So that means that this Inquisition of Kozilek is not resolving. But if they take the Hurkyl's Recall, then I can attempt to keep them off of lands. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to let them have the Hurkyl's Recall. They chose to sink into Stupor. Okay, that's great. Profane Tutor is here now. And they have a Whir of Invention in hand, so they have 1 piece of consistency right now. Oh, they're letting me have Profane Tutor. I think I'm going to grab Urza Saga. That just dodges so much of their stuff. Let's go ahead and fire off this Ancient Stirrings. I think I'm looking for a Millrock here. And I found one. See if they bite on this. Nope. Okay, Urza Saga, the card that I tutored for. And Curse Totem. Probably not particularly helpful for me. Just doesn't seem like it does much. And I am going to do my best to keep them off of additional lands. Yeah, that's a Tameshi that they can't cast. All right, I'm going to take a little love tap here. And they've got nothing else they can do. I don't believe I need to cast any additional spells for the rest of the game. So I am going to do my best to just not. That's a Lotus Bloom. Game's going to be over before that comes off Suspend. And now the question is, do I use Mycosynth Gardens to copy a Pyxis? Or do I just put Lantern into play now? And I think the answer is put Lantern into play. They have an Into the Floodmaw that they can use if they really need to. All right, let's get cracking. I'm just going to cut them off of as much stuff as I possibly can. This is going to be Pithing Needle on Goblin Charbelcher. Goblin Chariot. Could have named Goblin Chariot there. Could you imagine? Okay, and start cracking in. Take 8. Oh, wow, they took 8. I don't really want them having the Seagate Restoration. Yeah, you can have another Charbelcher. That's fine. Come on, hero. Give it up. This game's over. You're not going to win. Resistance is futile. I've got your entire life under lockdown. You're taking lethal here. Pretty soon, you're going to have to start using that Into the Floodmaw just to survive. Resistance is useless. That's how the saying goes, right? And with a Lotus Bloom on 1 Suspend counter, A measly 3 permanents in play, facing down a board of at least 11 constructs. What a sad story to tell. But unfortunately, it seems like the villain of the story is on a heater and might actually be doing well enough to finally, after many attempts, might be able to put down all of the heroes and get the trophy that he definitely does not deserve. What a match. On to match 5. I would twirl my mustache in preparation for a potential trophy in this round. But if I twirl my mustache, then it's going to become even more screwed up and lopsided than it already is. Like, look at that. Like, look at that. Like, this side wants to go down like that, in my mouth. This side wants to go up like that. I can't be a mustache twirling villain looking like this. Anyway, on the play in match 5 versus Artillasx. I feel like I've played against this opponent before. Yeah, this is a keep. It's got effectively 4 lands. Mox Opal isn't great, and Dreams of Steel and Oil is probably my worst discard spell. Let's just hope it lines up. Ugh, and we're playing this BS. Okay, so I can, take Flicker Wisp? The hero can have Felia, and then they can just blink Quantum Riddler. This is a really good hand. I don't think I'm going to be beating this hand. They'll eventually have that Witch Enchanter online, too. They've got 2 lands besides that. I can't keep them off of their mana. I can't keep them off removal. They have so much removal. I can take them off of Flicker Wisp, and, well, if I'm going to be doing that, then I may as well just take them off of Felia. I think I'm going to take them off of Felia, and I'm going to just hope that there is a Urza Saga somewhere on top of my deck. All right, I don't know if this is going to go well, but we're going to find out. Undercity Sewers is their play. Binning a basic plains, huh? So that tells me they probably drew another land at some point. And I found Profane Tutor, so I'm not going to be too terribly upset. But I do think I'm going to grab the Overgrown Tomb to do this. Yeah, there's the Watery Grave that I had suspected that they had drawn, or at least the land I suspected they had drawn. Warping in a tiny little diddler. So tiny. This is certainly going to be a matchup that I will pivot in. Definitely bringing in my Magi in this matchup. All right, Urza Saga is down. What are you going to do about it? Not hit it with the Witch Enchanter, because you can't do that quite yet. Oh, actually they can. I'm an idiot. Oh, wait, no, they can't, because they don't have double white for Flicker Wisp, because they bin the plains. But there it is, the Witch Enchanter as the land. Next turn, they have access to flicker this. And you can Thoughtseize me as much as you like. My hand is terrible. Yeah, I'm certainly not going to win this game. My opponent's cards are just way better than mine. I kept a mediocre hand, they kept a fantastic one. My only hope here is Profane Tutor finding what? I can't take the Prismatic Ending. I would grab Torpor Orb, but I would need a Thoughtseize or an IOK to back it up. Do I just grab another Urza Saga? I think I'm going to do that. I think that's just the only out that I really have here. Oh, and I top deck the Inquisition. Are you kidding me? Oh, Forever Punished. So bad at Vidya. I can Ancient Stirrings looking for Torpor Orb now. And if I find it, I can slam it. I didn't. So I guess I'm just going to grab Pyxis. I'm going to play out Urza Saga. And I'm going to cast the Mox Opal. And then I'm going to cry. Because I can't even turn on Mox Opal yet. If I had just grabbed the Torpor Orb, I would be in such good shape. But I didn't know that I was drawing Inquisition of Kozilek. If I knew I was drawing that, then yeah, I would have definitely grabbed Torpor Orb. I didn't know. Okay, Marsh Flats is coming down. They got basic plains. Flicker Wisp is probably going to flicker their meadow. Yep, who could have seen this coming? Okay, and they're hitting the Saga that is going to pop the soonest, which means I will be getting an additional creature out of this. Ah, but they had the Fatal Push anyway. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Still going to be getting an additional creature. I found Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think I want Ensnaring Bridge right now. I think I kind of just want to play out my hand. Yeah, let's go ahead and cast Pyxis. I'm then going to create my construct, turn on my Mox Opal finally on turn 5. And cast Inquisition, targeting the hero here. Likely taking the Prismatic Ending. Yeah, taking the Prismatic Ending. All right. And from this position, I believe I am favored. I am going to be finding a Lantern of Insight here very, very soon. I just need to dodge one draw, essentially. I'll even accept a Fatal Push as a draw, but I need to dodge stuff like, probably not Ophelia. Like, I think I can handle Ophelia. Oh, but they're paying costs on something. I don't like this. Boggart Trawler. Okay, this is beautiful. I can handle this. I can definitely handle this. I'm at 13. Do I want to create the construct here? Or do I want to just land Ensnaring Bridge? This starting town's going to enter tapped. I think I'm going to give up on the constructs. Yeah, unfortunate, but I think I had to. Emperor of Bones is mildly concerning here. I didn't think it was correct to go aggro in this situation. I need to make sure to keep their graveyard clear. Fortunately, I have Pyxis that can do that. I'm going to draw and hold this Thoughtseize. I don't need to fire it off quite yet. Fatal Push, huh? Yeah, you can have that. This Ephemerate is going to kill me, so I need to get rid of that. I would love to find a Torpor Orb. I know I had an opportunity to find Torpor Orb earlier in the game, but they had a Prismatic Ending in hand at that point, and I couldn't have just responsibly cast Torpor Orb into Prismatic Ending. Yeah, nope, here's how they break the lock. I forgot that they had a Diddler in the Exile Zone. All right. They are going to draw 2 cards, Ophelia and Ephemerate. That's horrible for me. Yeah, this is how they get out of it. I do not believe I can afford for them to draw that Overlord of the Balemark. That's just too much consistency. That's a Witch Enchanter. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, it's coming apart. It's all falling apart. Ephemerate has to go. They have Ophelia and Fatal Push. Geez, maybe I should have gone aggro. Witch Enchanter is game over. And they just have so many outs to this. They could draw a Flickerwisp. They could draw another Enchanter. They could draw an Ephemerate. An Overlord of the Balemark, which is probably what they're tapping out for. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, God. Oh, it's a Witch Enchanter. Okay, so that is just dead, right? 4, 6, 9, 11, 14. Plus the Fatal Push in hand. Yeah. Okay, well, I had a choice. I could have gone aggro, or I could not have gone aggro. I chose to not go aggro. It's a shame that I had no good window to drop that Torpor Orb. I would have loved to. That's all right, though. I am going to side out my Ancient Stirrings and my Overgrown Tomb, if I can find it. And I'm going to bring in this package. What else do I want to be doing? I think Dreams is good. Pithing Needles are not great against them. Soul Guide Lantern is fine, I guess. I'd be willing to cut it if I found something better. Do I just want additional, like, creature removal? Bloodchief's Thirst is not very good against them. I might take Duress. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Duress. I don't know if this is a really good mapping or not. I will be on the play, thank you. Oh god, not with this hand, though. That's a mulligan. This hand is a keep, but only barely. Do I bottom a land, or do I bottom one of my other pieces? I think I have to bottom a land. I think I just have to trust that I'm going to find one. It's not looking good, though. Starting town to start out with. Play Pyxis. Probably should have played Inquisition, honestly. But I was being a silly goose, not thinking about my discard. Yeah, like I could have taken Ophelia or something. I have an opportunity here, actually, to put Lantern and Inquisition in play. Do I take that, or do I just suspend Profane Tutor? I think I just suspend Profane Tutor. Really should have fired off that Inquisition on turn 1. Okay, so the hero kept Solitudes in the deck, which means that I'm going to need Torpor Orb to protect my Magus. I'm exiling with Pyxis. I think it actually might be hurting me a little bit more, because like if I hit one of my Torpor Orbs, then that sucks. Okay, so I found Basic Swamp. I am going to be playing that, and I'm going to be leading on this Inquisition. Oh, it's Ophelia. Who could have ever guessed? This has to be Ophelia. Yeah, look at that. I know the modern format. I know how to... My god. Clarion Conqueror. Goodbye. Gonna go ahead and play out this Lantern now. So I need to keep them off of a lot of stuff. Fortunately, they're just drawing a Flooded Strand. That's good for me. And you know, if they don't fetch a basic land with this Flooded Strand, then I can find Magus of the Moon. And I think I actually will find Magus of the Moon. I'm going to take a little bit of damage here to do that. I think that's okay, though. Oh, they see the Magus of the Moon on top of my deck, unfortunately. But this means that they're going to have access to basic planes, probably. Yeah, I hit a Magus of the Moon, actually, off of a previous activation of Pyxis. All right, here we go. I put starting towns in the deck specifically because I figured I might have to do this one day. Yeah, they're not worried. I think I am actually going to exile with Pyxis here because that Thoughtseize can be castable. They're going to blink Magus with Felia. Yeah, they got 2 Flooded Strands. Maybe I should have landed my Ensnaring Bridge first, huh? Because now they just get to grab a bunch of basic lands. Make my life hard. Or they can just find Solitude. Oh, right. They have Overlord of the Baelmerk. No, this is getting way out of hand. This is so bad. I don't think I can afford to shuffle with Lantern here, but like, geez. I should have definitely landed the Ensnaring Bridge. I should not have done the Magus quite yet. Just kind of am priced into this Ensnaring Bridge now. Like, I can swing in with this. I just don't think it matters. I think I'm already just in too much trouble. Fortunately, they did take the Solitude instead of the Clarion Conqueror. Yeah, they're ephemerating their Solitude. I think that's actually fine. I don't think I mind that. Unfortunately, though, this Quantum Riddler is going to stay in play. I don't remember if I boarded in removal. No, I didn't, because I'm very silly. Oh, they just traded. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, drawing a card here. And I think, unfortunately, I have to take the Flicker Wisp. Okay. We have a very small amount of control over this game. Very small. Oh, they bend the Ephemerate for me. That's fantastic. They can tuck a Clarion Conqueror underneath of the Emperor of Bones if they want to. They chose not to. Okay, well, we are getting somewhere now. What do I have to worry about? Actually, no, I don't want to use my Inquisition yet. I'm going to use Starting Town to cast Pyxis, and then I'm going to cast this Lantern, because they don't actually have an out to this right now. They would need to draw into it somehow. Emperor of Bones can hit a Quantum Riddler, which can draw a card, and I definitely don't want them having that Prismatic Ending. But I kind of want them to have cards in hand, so I'm not going to be discarding them if I can help it. Emperor of Bones number 2 is down. If I can keep them with lands in hand, then I have a decent chance of... Nah, who am I kidding? Nah, they're going to enter the Diddle Zone pretty soon anyway. Okay, got a Magus of the Moon underneath one, got a Clarion Conqueror underneath the other. So they can disable my lock for just a tiny little bit if they need to. So grateful for these pick sides, making it so that Emperor of Bones can't put Flicker Wisp underneath of it. And they're hitting a ton of really good stuff here. Urza Saga is my draw, which I wanted to have that. But Overlord of the Baelmerk, I don't believe I can afford for them to have that. So I am going to have to exile it here. Thoughtseize is fine. Wow, I'm just barely hanging on. Oh, I'm so nervous. Yep, they've got a Diddler underneath of an Emperor of Bones. The same one that has Clarion Conqueror under it, actually. I need to start finding time to, make time. I need to make more time. I need time. So I am going to start yielding to things. Godless Shrine, Thoughtseize, Ephemerate. I think Ephemerate might actually be okay. I need to make sure of that, though. Oh, no, it's not, because they will eventually have Overlord of the Baelmerk come off in pending, and then they can Ephemerate the Overlord. Okay. Geez, this is not fun for me. I am not comfortable. I'm not having a good time. I'm not enjoying... Actually, I take that back. I'm totally enjoying this. All right. Activate Pyxis. Take that Overlord. Basic Plains, you can have that. That's a Wrath of the Skies on top of their deck. Obviously, that can't stay there. They are adapting now for the card draw off of the Quantum Riddler ETB. I am taking that Wrath of the Skies off the top of your deck. I have 3 Lanterns. I can afford to sacrifice 2 of them if I really need to. Wow, and they just had another Wrath underneath of it, huh? All right. Lantern number 1, pop. Not another Riddler. Lantern number 2, pop. That is a Witch Enchanter. Creating a construct, and Lantern number 3, pop. This feels terrible. I don't know what they're drawing, but I needed to get rid of all of that stuff. I suppose I could have dealt with another Quantum Riddler. I didn't think that was good. I think I needed a high roll. I think I needed to hit something a little bit better. Okay, they're finally Thoughtseizing me. I don't know why they didn't do that a long time ago. Oh, and they have 21 cards left in their deck. Okay. Well, I don't know what their last card in hand is, unfortunately. This is a Mycosynth Gardens. I am going to create the construct. And I'm going to find my last Lantern of Insight. I have one, right? Uh-oh. Where's my other Lantern of Insight? Oh, did I put it underneath of a friggin'... All right, you know what? New goal here. I am going to grab Pyxis of Pandemonium, and I am going to put the Mycosynth Gardens into play, and I'm just going to pray that they don't draw anything. My 4th Lantern is gone. All right, I survived this turn. I'm going to copy my Pyxis, because if they just draw Wrath of the Skies, then I'm just dead anyway. And I'm going to start exiling libraries. This means that the hero has now, what, like 3 draw steps? Something like that? If they hit an Ephemerate, then I am in trouble. But not super trouble. Just probably super trouble. Uh-oh. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, that's a Flicker Wisp. Okay, can I survive this? Oh, they're just putting it on Quantum Riddler. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't think Flicker Wisp my Ensnaring Bridge and just swing. Because they have something better? Because they have an Ephemerate? Because they have a Wrath of the Skies? They have a Felia. Oh, they're just going into the Diddle Zone. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we are kicking it in the Diddle Zone. I'm going to do what I can here to take as much of their deck out of play as I can. Not having a Lantern, that sucks. It must have gotten exiled underneath of a Pyxis earlier. I just wasn't paying enough attention. Okay, I would really love a Thoughtseize right now. Just, can I spike Thoughtseize? Nope, I can spike Starting Town. This is their last draw of the game. If they hit anything, then they win. They're paying costs. Uh-oh. 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 That's a Witch Enchanter. Okay, can I survive? 4, 7, 9, 13, 18. Felia blinks one of my things. Yeah, I'm dead. I am dead. Dang, that sucks. Maybe if I had held open the whatchamacallit, the Mycosynth Gardens, then I would have had an opportunity to win this. Because it wouldn't have dodged Wrath of the Skies, but it would have dodged Flicker Wisp and Witch Enchanter. I don't have enough lands to pop one of my Pyxides and see if I have a bridge underneath of them either. So I'm just dead. I just needed to fade one more turn, and I would have had it in a really scrappy game. But I think that the problem that I made here was I was just so laser focused on exiling their deck that I just didn't play around anything that I could have played around. I could have played around this. I'm just gonna block the biggest thing that they have. Yeah, and then I'm gonna die. Shame. Well, that's what you get when you don't play well. So 4-1 with this deck. Honestly, I got super lucky to get this 4-1 result. This should have been probably a 3-2. But I just got really lucky. I guess that happens. Maybe you do need to get a little lucky to get a 5-0. I don't know. I think that this list was interesting. I think that I'm going to be running it back again very, very, very soon. I'm not noticing any immediate issues. Stirrings felt better than I gave it credit for. I think it's partially because I decided to go up to 22 lands. And partially because Torpor Orb is just really good, and I have a little bit more hate rocks that I can dig for now that are actually colorless that can be got by Stirrings. But I believe Stirrings found Saga at least once, and that was nice. So what do I think about the Magus of the Moon pivot? I think it's very jank. It's extremely jank, but it's also quite interesting. I really do want to keep testing it and see what happens. Magus of the Moon would just be so good if I knew how to play with the card, you know? And in that last match, if I had found an opening for Torpor Orb, getting that down with a Magus of the Moon, that would have been a really, really good magic right there. But it just didn't come together. They had their Solitudes and their Ephemerates, and I didn't have Torpor Orb anywhere, and I kind of just threw it in directly into the face of, you know, open Solitudes and kind of lost it. Not that I'm convinced it would have mattered anyway. And that actually would have been a situation where Blood Moon would have been better than Magus of the Moon. So I have to consider that as well. It's possible that I should be playing Blood Moons instead. Maybe I will actually try that next time, and I'll see what happens with it. But overall, I think I kind of liked this. I liked that I could side in and out between traditional and Nightlight if I needed to. It felt really nice just being able to have that pivot. So yeah, I'll try it again. I'll see what happens.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to Fateseal MTG from viewers like you. Thank you.